I think it's safe to say that change is on my agenda. Change for good. And I embrace that and I enjoy that change. I don't fear it. That's the bit that excites me, is the idea of being able to bring some change. Not overly radical change, but changes that I think.
What if the next King of England has already drawn his boundaries and Camilla's family finds themselves on the wrong side of them? Behind the gilded gates of the British monarchy, a significant power shift is quietly unfolding, one that the palace does not want to be discussed. Prince William is asserting control like never before over estates, traditions, and who gets a seat at the royal table. Meanwhile, Camilla's children, Tom Parker B.S. and Laura Lopes, are speaking out on national television, reportedly leaving William furious. Stay with me because this story is just beginning. William is no longer playing nice. The new king and waiting makes his move. Let's set the scene. For years, royal insiders have described Prince William as patient and strategic. However, in 2025 and into 2026, something changed. He is no longer holding back. He is making it clear that his future reign will be different from the past. Multiple senior royal sources speaking to outlets like US Weekly have noted that the palace is placing William in a more powerful and commanding role. One anonymous insider said it plainly: William is becoming more serious, and the royal family is consciously raising his profile to show the public what kind of monarch he plans to be. This is not just about image, it is about power. A clear early sign of this shift is the reported transfer of the Cedar estate to Prince William. This quiet transfer sent shockwaves through royal circles. What had been rumored is now confirmed. The estate, once thought to be accessible to Camilla's family, is firmly under William's control. Why does a country estate matter so much? In the British monarchy, property symbolizes power. Estates and royal landholdings represent lineage and authority. William's decisive move on Cedar without consulting Camilla's camp sends a strong message. Friends of William say he views the estate as a responsibility rather than a trophy. He understands symbolism, said a former courtier. Cedar isn't just about land, it's about continuity. But whose continuity is it? That's what Camilla's family is now considering. William's idea of continuity does not seem to include the Parker B.S. Lopes side of the blended royal family having the same easy access to the palace they enjoyed during King Charles's time. Sources indicate that Camilla's camp feels frustrated. Years of expectations and informal planning vanished overnight when details became public. And this is just the beginning. Tom Parker B.S. goes on TV and says the quiet part out loud. Things are getting interesting. If Prince William was already skeptical about Camilla's family, what Tom Parker B.S. said on national television gave him even more reason to be cautious. Tom Parker B.S. is Queen Camilla's son from her first marriage to Andrew Parker B.S. He is 51 years old and works as a food writer and restaurant critic. He is charming, article, and knows how to handle the media. However, he often speaks his mind, which can cause problems in the formal world of British royalty. On the Good Food podcast episode aired on October 21, 2025, Tom made it clear that he is not interested in becoming a prince. While chatting with host Samuel Goldsmith, he joked about what would happen if he accepted a royal title once his mother became queen. His response was a humorous but strong rejection of royal privilege. Tom said that if he became Prince Tom, people would storm Buckingham Palace. He laughed and said it would be terrible. At first glance, this seems humble and even charming. But there is another side to Tom's public actions. He often uses his platform through cookbooks, podcasts, and articles to stay relevant while being the king's stepson. He operates in a tricky space that makes William uncomfortable. He benefits from being near the crown but seems free to say what he wants. Tom and his sister, Laura Lopes, mostly stay out of the royal spotlight. Their notable appearances included Queen Elizabeth's funeral in 2022 and King Charles and Camilla's coronation in May 2023. However, Tom's frequent media presence through his books, reviews, and podcasts keeps him in the public eye, blurring the lines of royalty. From William's viewpoint, there's a growing belief that Camilla's children enjoy royal connections without facing the same scrutiny and expectations that he does. This imbalance reportedly frustrates William. Each interview Tom gives and every casual mention of Mum the Queen makes William feel like Tom is taking advantage of royal privileges in testing boundaries. Laura Lopes's history with William. The explosive words that were never forgotten. Let's talk about Laura Lopes, Camilla's daughter, who often gets overlooked by royal commentators. Despite being involved in a significant royal moment, Laura has largely stayed out of the spotlight. Laura Rose Parker B.S. was born in 1978. She studied art history and marketing at Oxford Brookes University and now works as an art curator. She tends to keep a low public profile, unlike her more famous brother Tom. However, her story is complex, especially regarding her relationship with Prince William. Royal biographer Katie Nicholl noted that William sometimes blamed Camilla for the pain she caused his mother, Princess Diana, which angered Laura. She reportedly stood up for her mother, telling William, "Your father has ruined my life." These remarks reveal genuine emotions exchanged between two young people caught in a difficult situation created by their parents. William saw his mother suffer while Laura watched her family face public scrutiny. They did not choose this conflict, yet they found themselves on opposite sides of lingering hurt feelings. It seems that William and Laura have since reconciled. Notably, Laura's daughter, Eliza, was a flower girl at Prince William and Kate Middleton's wedding in 2011. This act of including Laura's child in such a high-profile event was seen as a gesture of peace, suggesting they were willing to move past their disagreements for the sake of family. However, moving past is not the same as forgetting. Insiders say that as William gets closer to becoming king, old issues and new frustrations are causing renewed tension. Now, the stakes are higher. Every decision William makes about who gets access to royal places or who is invited to events will influence his future reign. Laura may prefer privacy, but her relationship with William is complicated. This history continues to affect how William sees Laura and her family's role in his future as king. Skipping Sandringham, the public snub that spoke volumes. To understand how Camilla's family handles their unique situation, look at what happened at Christmas 2025. Sandringham is the royal family's favorite estate in Norfolk. Each year the Windsors gather there in a carefully planned show of unity and tradition. Attending the Christmas celebrations isn't just a personal choice, it's a political statement. Who attends, who gets photographed, and who stands next to the king is all closely watched and reported on. Tom Parker B.S., 50, and Laura Lopes, 47, confirmed they would not join Queen Camilla and King Charles for the 2025 Christmas celebrations. Tom publicly shared this information with the Daily Mail. When asked about celebrating with his mother at Sandringham, he replied, "I'm not, nor is my sister. It'll be every other year, 1 year on, 1 year off." He also shared he would spend Christmas at his ex-wife's home with their children, which is a quiet, private affair, and very different from a royal Christmas. While Tom called it a pre-agreed arrangement, the situation presented challenges for the palace. Tom mentioned that Camilla had personally invited her children, saying, "I'd love you to come. I haven't had Christmas with you for a long time." The need for her to say this, along with their decision to say no, highlights the tension in their family dynamics. Camilla is the Queen of England, but she cannot ensure her children will spend Christmas with her. For William, observing this public situation would be difficult. Tom and Laura's absence meant less media focus on William's behavior at a royal event. However, Tom's public announcement about skipping Sandringham turned a private family decision into news. This willingness to talk to journalists about royal life is something William finds frustrating. The palace works hard to control its image, while it seems Camilla's children create their own narrative. The estate question: who inherits what when Charles is gone? Let's take a look at the money and property connected to the British monarchy. King Charles's estates and residences reveal much about power and privilege. When he passes away, many changes will occur. Titles will shift, and so will residences. Camilla's role will change significantly. When William becomes king, Camilla will likely be called Queen Dowager. This title acknowledges her past as queen consort, but does not give her any official power. She will have no ruling authority or official duties, only the public events she chooses to attend, likely related to her charities. Whether Camilla will continue her royal duties as a widow is uncertain. As Queen Dowager, she might have to move depending on what the new king decides. This is where William's power will be clear. Camilla owns a private home called Ray Mill House in Wiltshire, which she has had since the mid-1990s. It is a beautiful estate with spacious grounds. A source told The Telegraph that it is the only place where she can truly relax. Interestingly, Camilla has taken steps to secure her children's futures outside the royal family. Reports say she transferred ownership of Ray Mill House to benefit her children, Laura Lopes and Tom Parker BS. This move shows that Camilla understands that once Charles is gone, William will decide her children's access to royal properties. By doing so, she is protecting them financially outside the palace system, as she cannot be sure what they will receive from King William V. For Camilla's family, the reality is clear. They are close to the royal family, but not official members. They have enjoyed some benefits from being near the crown, but have no titles or guaranteed roles in William's court. Their future comfort relies on how William treats them, especially since he remembers the difficult times his mother faced during her marriage and what was said about Camilla's family. Camilla buried Catherine, the quiet competition that has William firmly picking a side. There's an interesting issue that people don't talk about enough: the quiet tension between Queen Camilla and Princess Catherine. This dynamic is changing the royal family structure, especially with William's strong support for his wife. Reports say that Queen Camilla is worried about the media attention Catherine has been getting in 2025. As Catherine sets trends for celebrities worldwide, Camilla might be thinking about changing her wardrobe to regain the spotlight. It's a remarkable situation for Camilla, who has spent years trying to win public acceptance, especially after being blamed for Diana's struggles. Now she feels overshadowed by her own daughter-in-law. William understands this. He has seen how Catherine's battle with cancer in 2024 has turned her into a beloved figure. He has witnessed her return to public life with grace and warmth, earning genuine affection from the public that no royal PR team can create. Catherine is popular and William is gaining power. Together, they are seen as a strong future for the monarchy. On the other hand, Camilla is still working on her legacy. She has done important work in areas like domestic abuse and literacy, but the memories of Diana continue to linger. Additionally, her children often speak out publicly, which contrasts with the careful image that William and Catherine aim to maintain. Royal aides are presenting William in a more serious light, preparing for his future role. As one insider said, William is becoming more serious, and we're starting to see what kind of king he will be. A serious future king means tighter control over royal matters. There will be less tolerance for family members, including step-F family, who make jokes about royal events or speak casually in public. Access to royal events and properties will need to be earned. Currently, Camilla's children have not shown the loyalty and discretion that William expects. In the future, under King William V, the message will be clear: be helpful, be quiet, or you might be left out. William's future reign and what it means for the Parker Bulls' legacy. Where does this leave us? And what does it mean for Camilla's family when William becomes king? Let's be clear about what the future monarchy may look like. Royal historian Gareth Russell stated there will be a smaller monarchy when King William and Queen Catherine handle everything until their children are old enough. This reduction in working royals creates a dilemma. On one hand, there is less space for people like Tom Parker BS and Laura Lopes, who already have unclear roles. On the other hand, Camilla as Queen Dowager may be needed to cover royal events. But here's the key point. Camilla might be needed, but her children probably will not be. William and Kate will have important new roles as guarantors of royal warrants in spring 2026. They will publicly support brands and organizations and decide who gets royal endorsement. This authority granting or denying royal approval shows how William plans to run his court. Access and benefits will come from William and Catherine, not from Camilla's family. Now consider Tom Parker BS's future. He has joked about how people would react if he became a prince, while also making a name for himself through books, podcasts, and TV appearances. Tom knows he and Laura have not been seen often in royal settings, with their most notable appearances being the 2022 state funeral and the 2023 coronation. William seeks to bridge the gap between those public moments and Tom's media presence, but he does so by making it clear that casual connections to royal life are coming to an end. Under William, the British monarchy will be smaller, stricter, and more controlled than it has been in recent times. The Parker B.S. Lopes family will still be invited to weddings and funerals, but the easy access and assumption that Camilla's children share in her royal status is fading. This shift is happening quietly under the steady approach of a man who has spent his life preparing to be king. This is the untold story of the palace. The gradual and careful reshaping of royal boundaries occurring now even before William takes the crown. If you found this interesting, consider liking and subscribing as the monarchy is changing sooner than many realize. Share your thoughts. Do you think William is being too strict, or is he doing what a future king should do? Let's discuss.